Welcome to On the Bit, your weekly preview of the weekend's racing. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Great, Dave.
That's good. Pretty tough week on the punt last week, but we're back again to try and rectify that situation. And this week is the last week of the Sydney Autumn Carnival, and we're back at Royal Randwick for the third week in a row. And 4 Group 1s on the card, and the first big race of the day is the $500,000 Group 1 Sydney Cup over 3,200 metres. And who do you like in the Sydney Cup, Lenny?
Dave, I think this is a bet of the weekend actually. On the bit is Kaleni. His preparation's spot on for this. 4th in the Melbourne Cup last year was a great run.
Yeah.
And he really put the writing on the wall with his run in the BMW over a mile and a half, took off early, finished 4th. He's only beaten just over a length behind 5.5 Star at Weight for Age. Then dropped back to the 2,000 because Chris Waller thought that he might just need a run in between. Carried 60 kilos and just gave him a donkey licking. He was very impressive. Gets back to handicap conditions here with the 57.5 on a 54.5 minimum. I think he just wins.
Yeah, he's very hard to beat. I'm going to, obviously Kaleni is the horse to beat, but I'm going to stick with My Lucky Day. He was also ran in that BMW, was beaten 1.5 lengths. It was on a slow track. I actually think he goes better on a firmer track. The track is dead on Saturday, so I think that'll suit him. It's his 5th start in this preparation. He's had a pretty thorough preparation to get the 3,200 metres. He's a Melbourne Cup place getter as well. I just think he'll be very strong over the last 200 metres of this race. Kaleni and him are probably the two. He's $4.40 fixed odds second favourite, so I'll go with him for the Sydney Cup. The next big Group 1 on the day is the $400,000 Weight for Age All Age Stakes over 1,400 metres. And who do you like in the All Age Stakes, Lenny?
Ripping race, Dave.
Yes, very good.
One of the better races over the carnival. As we were talking before, the 3-year-olds have just been so impressive.
Yeah, they have.
This year, and I think you've got All Too Hard and Epaulet in this races. The 3-year-olds, I'm really impressed and taken by Epaulet. Second to Black Caviar, which was a cracking field.
Yeah.
And we've seen over the past 4 seasons, any horse that was running second to it have followed up at their subsequent starts and been either winning or being very competitive. This horse, you've got to remember, he's won a Golden Rose and very competitive around the likes of Piero and All Too Hard, ran 3rd in the Guineas, and he looks like he might have come back better. And at the quote of about $5 or $6, I think he's a really good bet.
Mate, if he beats All Too Hard, I'll bear my ass in Bird Street. All Too Hard, 3-year-olds have really dominated this autumn. All Too Hard is one of the best horses in the land. Yes, the unknown is whether he's fit and ready for the race, but I don't believe the Hawk stable especially would run a horse unless he's 100% ready for this race. And I just think he'll show everyone in Sydney how good he is on Saturday. I'm going with All Too Hard at the $2.60 second favourite. He would be a lot shorter for this race if he had uninterrupted preparation, so All Too Hard for me. The next Group 1, and another good race, is the $500,000 Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Weight for Age over 2,000 metres. And who do you like in the Queen Elizabeth, Lenny?
For mine, it's pretty cut and dry. It's a done deal, Dave. Pretty emphatic in the Derby. Yeah. Obviously against 3-year-olds, he's against the older horses here, but I think he's a very, very good horse. And coming back to 2,000, I don't think that's going to worry him at all. Seeing the blinkers going on this horse has made him race a lot more tractable, and right. I don't think it'll worry him.
Yeah, I can't go past him. He's a standout. He's really come of age, this horse. He has been winning only against the 3-year-olds, against his own age, but it's the sharp acceleration that he shows, and he just puts them to bed so quickly, which is really the most impressive thing. If he was just grinding them out, then you may have a question it, but I expect the same to happen here. Just think his quick acceleration will win this race for him. The older horses, although they're a good bunch of older horses, I just don't think they'll have the acceleration he'll have, and they're a bit more. They'll need to grind it out. And there's not a lot of pace unless Glass Harmonian jumps and takes them on and strings them out. So
this is a future Cox Plate horse, I think, Dave.
I was just about to say, my next note was he could be the Cox Plate winner for 2013. He's $5 favourite for that race right now, and if he wins on Saturday, he could be into $3 or something. So if you want to get on for the Cox Plate, get on now, because he's $1.35 on Saturday, and you aren't going to get much out of him on Saturday. The final Group 1 of the day is the $400,000 Champagne Stakes for 2-year-olds over 1,600 metres, and very even race on paper, this one.
Yeah, it is, Dave. Leaning towards it, obviously coming through the Slipper and Last Start in Guelph and Fast and Rocking.
Yep.
Two get-back horses
Yep.
that run on. Both seem like, the mile's going to suit them. I'm probably leaning towards Fast and Rocking, David Hayes' horse, just because you're going to get a better price. It's going to be about the $5 or $6 quote. Hasn't had a run since the Slipper, which to my mind is probably a good thing.
Yep.
He saved him for this. Steps up to the mile. Seems like he's going to appreciate the extra distance. The only disadvantage is probably drawing one.
Yeah.
But the fence was good last week, and I think with 2-year-olds, if you get the luck, the fence is better than coming out wide.
They can roll off the fence.
Yeah, that's right.
You've read my mind in this one. I'm going with Fast and Rocking here too. They actually missed the sires with this horse to concentrate on this Champagne Stakes race. He's run some cracking races this autumn in the best Group 1 races for the 2-year-olds. And he's always seemed like a horse who needs to get out further than the 1,200 metres. He's by Fastnet Rock, so he should get the 1,600 metres quite strongly. Guelph, the favourite, is an Exceed and Excel filly. I know she got the 1,400 quite strongly, but she may be a doubt at the 1,600, although her dam side's quite strong. So he jumps from 1,200 to 1,600, Fast and Rocking. They've had 3 weeks to prepare him for this. I think the group at Barrier 1 he'll get a bit of a smother mid-race. He just needs a bit of luck to get off the fence, and I think the last 200 he'll be very strong. So he's 6-1 fixed odds, and I think he's a really good bet each way as well. So Fast and Rocking for me as well. Stable news, Lenny, any stable news for you for the week?
Just we've got some babies that are just and a 3-year-old that are just in work, so nothing as yet. But we'll be out at the Vobis Gold sales as of the weekend and looking out there. So if anyone's interested, to make sure they contact us, and we'll be looking to possibly secure another yearling. If not, there's the yearling purchases from the previous sales, which there's still shares available in some of them.
There is, yeah. That starts on Sunday, that Vobis Gold sale, Sunday and Monday at Oaklands. So Ecstasy is the Gonski filly that's in work, the 2-year-old filly. She's about 6 weeks off a trial at this stage, and she's just doing some strong pace work at the moment. We have our Mossman colt, the grey Mossman colt. He's been paraded at the new English syndication day in Sydney on Sunday, May the 5th. So anyone from Sydney watching this, you may want to get down and have a look at him. That's at the Newmarket Sale Yards of Inglis. So that's Sunday, May the 5th from 10:30 till about 3, I think that one is. And on Sunday, May the 19th, we're going to have our annual yearling parade at Anthony Friedman Stables at Flemington. That's between 10 and 12 noon. So we'll parade our Flying Spur Trespass filly, the one that we purchased from Magic Millions, that will be raced by the all-female syndicate, Dream Girls. The Doomsday Boogie filly, that is Super Vobis Gold qualified, and she'll be aimed at the lucrative sort of Super Vobis prize money races. We bought her at Melbourne Premier. The Lonro Evil Web colt bought from Melbourne Premier. He's fully syndicated, but if you want to have a look at him, he'll be there. And Ecstasy will also be paraded, the Gonski filly, so that anyone can have a look at her. There is actually still 15% left of her, so she'll be up and running and ready to race in June. So anyone interested in getting a horse to the racetrack really quickly, she is available. And I'll send out an email as a reminder to everybody about those details in the next week or so. So your best on breeding, Lenny. Who's your best on breeding for the weekend?
Morpheville Race 5, number 10, Snitzel and Dave. It's purchased from the 2011 English Melbourne Premier Sales for 125k. Snitzel and
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, it is now, isn't it? He's by one of the hottest sires at the moment in Snitzel,
Yeah.
who's left the Group 1 winner in Sizzling. And out of an unraced Framare, Monte Rossa, who had 5 foals when Snitzlin went to the yearling sales.
Yep.
And her best to date was a stakes placed filly in Red Dress Marley.
There you go.
And that's also the family of the high class stayer in Nina Haraka, which was probably 10, 12 years ago.
I had a share of her a long time ago, a very small share. Yeah, she was a great mare, that one. My value bet for the weekend is Randwick Race 8, number 4, Decision Time. This bloke has run some super races this time in. He's run in Group 1s and Group 2s. He ran second to Switzerland. He raced second or third to Bell Sprinter. Then he raced against Black Caviar last start. He's dropping down to a listed race here. He's got the whiz kid Tommy Berry on board, who's just, you know, flying at the moment. It's his last weekend before he goes to Hong Kong. Drawn to get a cosy run 3 or 4 lengths off the leaders, and I just think he'll run over the top of them the last 100 metres. He's $6.50 on the fixed odds market. I just think he's great value. On the bit, get on. On the bit special, Lenny. Who's on the bit this weekend?
Oh, I'm sticking with Kaleni. I'm not going anywhere outside that. I'm really confident, Dave, that what I said before. I think you'll find the horse spot on for the 2 miles on Saturday.
There's no doubt he's ready for the race. Yeah. I'm going with your best on breeding, mate. I think Morfordville race 5, number 10, Switzerland. I think she seriously just wins. She's short, I know, $1.65 fixed odds at the moment, but I would just multi her up in everything you like over the weekend, because she will just win. And you'll have a big day out on the punt doing that. Off the bit, Lenny, who's off the bit this weekend?
I found it pretty tough, Dave, but I found a Kiwi horse that's having its first start in Australia, race 3 at Randwick, called Xanadu.
Yep.
I think it faces a pretty stiff task. It won a Group 1 last start.
Yep.
But it come through a Group 1 probably about 10 months ago, where the top weight won. It ran a 3rd.
Yep.
Now, the top weight's Say No More.
Yep.
It's actually had 2 starts in Australia and failed to fire so far. So, relaying the form through that, and it's also trained by a Kelso.
Not Kelso Wood.
Not Kelso Wood.
From New Zealand.
From New Zealand, and Matamata. Yeah, no. Matamata trainer. So I just think there's a few things against it at $2.50. Leave me out.
Yeah. I'm going for Caulfield race 6, number 11, a horse called Tigerland. Seriously, these Tiger fans, mate, are getting ahead of themselves. They had the pot bellies playing live while they were training last week before they got touched up by Collingwood. Now they name a horse after themselves. Seriously, he won a leader bias track at Ballarat last start. He goes from a benchmark 78 to a benchmark 89. It's come up $2.35 favourite on the fixed odds. Leave me out of them, the Tiger fans. You're struggling. Off the bit. And this is our last edition for On the Bit for the autumn. And so we'll catch you back in about September for the spring carnival coming up in Melbourne, obviously. So good luck on the punt this weekend, and we'll see you in the spring. See you later.
See you guys.